Hey, hi, hello. It's the LaSala Show. Episode number 41. It is, October 2nd, 2021. Yeah, alright, I took 2 months off. So fucking kill me. Started a new job. A couple of new jobs. You know, it's weird. After not working for a full year and a half, it's kind of weird to be working a 8-hour job every day. Kind of takes some getting used to. So I got a job as an assistant PE coach at an elementary school. Screaming at children in the hot, humid sun. I got a damn whistle. Blowing my damn whistle at kids. Drop and give me 10. Go sit down. That's enough. Be quiet. I get paid to be an asshole to kids. It's very distressing. And then after that, I teach music lessons to kids who don't even want to be there. It's a great life I lead. It's fantastic. I got a damn farmer's tan. Oh my God, this heat. I mean, it's finally starting to go away, but damn, that month of August fucked me up. Just out in the sun, fucking mosquitoes biting my ankles. Yesterday, I unknowingly was standing in an ant pile. I looked down. Remember the first time you ever, accidentally stood in an ant pile? And you're like, man, what's that? Ow, that hurts. And you look down, and your whole shoe is just covered in ants. It's terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. As a 36-year-old male, I never thought I would ever see that day again. Yet, here it was, yesterday. And I did that same shit where you start running, you jump, you throw your shoe off like 50 yards in the grass, you take your sock off. Mind you, I'm doing this all in front of some 4th grade students. And I mentioned I got a great tan, I must say. I mean, it's a farmer's tan, so when I'm naked, it looks a little awkward, but when I'm wearing the shorts and the t-shirt and the shoes, it looks okay. I needed a little color in my complexion. But I threw off that shoe and took off that sock. And all of a sudden, my foot was blinging. I mean, it looked like I had powder on my feet. All the kids were like, look, Coach J. Oh, yeah, they call me Coach J. Because I didn't want them to call me Coach Jesse. It's a little too personal. And I feel like Coach J, maybe there could be like a sitcom in the works, you know? Oh, it's Coach J. Da-da-da-da-dun. So yeah, they were like, oh, look at Coach J's foot. And I looked down and I realized, yeah, it does look a little shady. Like, the contrast between my ankle, my tan, beautiful ankle, and then my gangly, long, white foot. I'm sure a lot of those kids went home and had nightmares. So yeah, back in the workforce, getting paid less than I did when I was on unemployment. Woo! America. But yeah, I'm happy. It's a great job. Great kids. You know, there's a couple assholes, but, you know, for the most part, most of the kids are pretty cool. So yeah, I'm back. The podcast is back. Just in time. What is it? Week 4 of the NFL season. So I will be talking a lot more sports. But first, some news. Somewhat related to sports. Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem will be performing at this year's Super Bowl halftime show. Now, while I am very happy with this lineup, I'm not quite sure what the hell songs they're going to perform and how many bleeps there's going to be or how they're going to change up their lyrics. Like, I know Kendrick Lamar performed on SNL maybe a year or two ago, and he had a verse that was very curse word laden, and he just kind of switched it up a little bit. So I'm curious to see how they're going to skirt around that little explicit language for the Kiddies halftime show. But look, Dr. Dre, Kendrick, Snoop, that's what I'm talking about. In other news, Ronda Rousey. You may remember her. She had a minute there in the UFC where she was a badass MMA fighter. She got married to another MMA fighter, Travis Brown, and they recently just had their first child. Congratulations! The name of the child, you ask? Let me see if I can pronounce it. Lakia Makala Puakala Manipo Brown. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. I'm going to try it again. Laakia Makala Puakala Lampinampira Brown. So good for them. I'm sure that won't cause any problems later in life. Like, the amount of shit I've gone through with just my last name alone, because my mom decided she wanted to put a hyphen and add her maiden name to my last name, that has caused me hours of my life of unnecessary drama where it's like, LaSala Airs? No, it's LaSala Airs. There's supposed to be a hyphen there, but they didn't do it at the DMV, so here we are. And I know it looks ridiculous, and then whenever I'm filling stuff out, I'll just put LaSala, and then it's like it doesn't match up because where's the AYRES at the end, and it's a headache. So Makala Puakala Nempio. Good luck to you, miss. You're screwed. Speaking of children that are screwed, Texas man was charged with killing a 2-year-old who wiped some doo-doo from his diaper on him. This man actually punched a 2-year-old to death because this kid wiped a little of that diaper diarrhea on him. Now, as offensive as that is, you can't kill the kid, bro. You can't fucking piece the kid up. Jesus Christ. In happier news, in petty news, I aspire to be this level of petty. A wedding photographer. You know, he shows up, he's got all his equipment, taking some nice footage, some great photos. The lovely bride and groom, he's all in it. And then afterwards at the reception, he goes to, like, you know, the shitty buffet of food. He wants to get like a finger sandwich or a grape or a cube of cheddar. And the man is denied food. Says for guests only. What does this wedding photographer do? Deletes all the photos and footage and leaves. That's what I'm talking about. I hope he got like a pre-installment on the payment, because I wouldn't want to waste all that time and not get paid over being rejected on some finger food. I don't know, maybe they had a better layout than some of the weddings I've been to, but most of the time it's like there's like a rogue fly that's been on all the shit, you know. If it's one of those kind of receptions, then maybe just get you some Burger King on the way home, Jack. Keep your money. All right, so my guest today, ahead of the Green Bay Packers and Pittsburgh Steelers game coming up in a matter of hours, actually, it is my future father-in-law, Dr. Michael Altamirano, huge Steelers fan. And we had to chop it up because it would have been awkward not to, you know. And if I was in New York still, I'm sure we would have watched this game together or tried to find a way to watch it together. And being the, you know, respectable fans that Green Bay and Pittsburgh are, I'm sure it would have been a cordial sit down. And it was. So without further ado, Dr. Mike. And we're back with Dr. Michael Altamirano, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Tough week because, let's see here. Who do the Packers play this? Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sir, how say you?
I'm sitting here getting ready for the biggest upset of the year. I mean, we were ready to lose that first game of the season against Buffalo, and we ended up winning. I think we've got Green Bay right where we want them.
Wow, strong and controversial words. Now, I can't say I disagree with you because Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches with his back against the wall in a must-win situation, and Green Bay coming off of that exciting last-second win against the 49ers, maybe feeling themselves a little bit. They let that game get way too close. And I still have my questions about the Packers. But what is it about Ben Roethlisberger that you see that could possibly get you a win in Lambeau Field?
Well, let me tell you, I think that Big Ben is getting ready to kill the Green Bay Packers with 5-yard throws down the middle and those little outlet passes. I don't think Green Bay is going to have any answer for that.
Wow. So you're saying death by 1,000 stitches?
Yeah, it's going to be something like that.
How?
Hey, listen, man. The man can't throw the ball anymore. I mean, I hate to say it, but he can't throw the ball anymore.
I was very confused when on 4th and 11 last week, he threw a 2-yard screen pass to Najee Harris. Were you hoping that possibly he had a better option than that?
You know, it's easy to put the blame on Ben because, you know, he's throwing the ball, but he's really running the plays that the new offensive coordinator is calling, and frankly, the guy has not impressed.
Yeah.
And I think that the Steelers need to get it together. I don't think they're jiving at all. Listen, jokes aside, I don't think Big Ben has it the way he used to have it, but I also don't think that they're calling the right plays with the right personnel. I mean, it's 70% of the plays are pass plays. Come on, you got to run the ball. Even if it's not working very well for you, you got to continuously try to push the run.
Yeah, well, you got this brand new shiny toy in Najee Harris, and the offensive line just seems to be the biggest weakness on the team, Big Ben aside. And it everyone was sort of scratching their head when you got this running back because who's going to block for him? And so I guess the offensive coordinator is thinking, well, if we could just get the ball in his hands on these little short dump offs. I think Harris was targeted like 13 times last game. So if that's going to be their running attack, just these little short passes, it's an unconventional way of moving the ball.
Well, it's sort of like a continuation of what we were doing last season. I mean, we sort of ended the season doing the exact same thing. And I'm not going to totally blame the offensive line because that's kind of like an easy thing to do. Bottom line, look, if you look at the last game that we played, 57 of the offensive, 57 plays were pass plays. That's a little too much. And there was only like about 25, 30 run plays that were called. You're asking a lot of the quarterback and you're asking a lot of the offensive line. And, you know, I never played pro. I only played 1 year of college. And I know that when you're playing the offensive line, there's a big difference when you're running back in pass coverage to block for a pass play. There's a big difference when you're running forward and blocking for a run play. You got to balance this out a little bit. And I think they need to figure out a way to get more run plays in and get the offensive line just a little more motivated to block harder.
Last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, one of the Bengals wide receivers said in a post-game press conference that he felt like the Steelers quit midway through the second half. How say you?
Yeah, I can see that. And let me tell you, as a fan, I did everything I could do. I drank as much beer as I possibly could, and I ate as much as I could. But apparently, nothing I did worked. So I agree. I mean, I'm not a delusional Steelers fan. I love my team, but they're a wreck right now, and they're not really doing a good job. The defense is a very good defense, but if the defense is out playing 60, 70% of the plays throughout the game, they're going to get tired, and eventually they're going to break. And that's what's happening.
Yeah. Do you think Ben Roethlisberger finishes the season as the starting quarterback?
No.
Wow.
No. I love controversy, and this is what I think is going to happen. I think somewhere during the middle of the season, he's going to get hurt, and I'm saying this in quotations, in air quotes. He's going to get hurt, and he's just going to decide to retire right there. And they're just going to go the rest of the season with either Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins.
Wow. That is an official prediction. That is controversial.
That's official.
All right, so what is the final score of this game Sunday afternoon?
24-21 Steelers by a field goal.
All right, I like it. You're sticking by your guns, sticking with your team. If y'all get TJ Watt back, I think that is very possible to score.
Listen, I don't think anyone is touching this game. Outside of Steeler fans and Green Bay Packers, I don't think any bettors are touching this game. It's too obvious.
Right.
Common sense says bet the Packers. The Packers are going to win. Okay? But you know what? We're 1-2. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. Anything can happen, and it's not like the Green Bay Packers were great the first game of the season. I got a feeling that this game might show us something about the Steelers, and they may just come in and say, you know what? It's our first time facing Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. We got to come out and we got to do something. Plus, the weather is still going to be good, and let's see what happens.
I like it. Well, we'll be watching, and your daughter here we'll be watching. Maddie joins the show. What shirt will you be wearing for this game?
A yellow shirt. That's all I could
Interesting.
say.
Vague.
It's just a plain yellow shirt.
Okay, I got you. You can fall on either side of the fence with that one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Put me on the spot. Also, I would like to say that I'm in a fantasy league, and I picked up Big Ben as my second quarterback. I don't know why. Now I'm scared.
Oh yeah. Listen, I would suggest trying to pick someone else before the season's over. But that's a hard one. I mean, look. That first game of the season, the defense really bailed us out, and Big Ben came through in the second half, but he hasn't shown us anything. I mean, it's one of those things that he's going to have to reach back into Big Ben of 5-6 years ago and pull one out of the hat over here. Like I said, I'm not delusional, right? But you can't help but root for your team. I love my team, but listen, I'm realistic as well, and I don't like what I'm seeing. I mean, if I'm rooting for the Steelers to win, obviously I'm rooting for the Steelers to win, but yeah, this is going to be a tough one.
Well, we'll be watching, and until then, enjoy your nice setup there with your cigar and your what is that liquor you're sipping on there?
It is a Panamanian rum. It is called Seco Herrerano.
Ooh.
And tastes a lot like Bacardi Light, but I don't like mixing my liquor, so I usually just drink it on ice and drink it straight.
I like it.
It's a classy guy.
Yeah, it's the only way to go. So what's going on over there? What's going on in Lafayette?
Not much.
A whole lot of nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just now starting to be bearable temperature-wise. And other than that, not much.
So
It is freezing over here. The last couple of nights have been less than 50 degrees over here.
I
And
missed
I'm sitting
that.
here. Yeah, I'm sitting here with the fire, trying to stay warm. But it's nice though. I mean, these are bearable times. It's not unbearably cold, but it is starting to get cold.
Yeah, we definitely miss that chill in the air and
That fall season, because
Yeah.
there's no fall here. It's just
yeah. One day we'll just
hot.
wake up and it'll be 90, and then the next day we'll wake up and it'll be 43, and that'll be our winter.
So I have a question for you because it's something we have that's in common here. I mean, I'm in New York. I root for the Steelers. You're in Louisiana. You root for the Packers. What's it like over there in Lafayette? Is everyone over there a New Orleans Saints fan?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at my job, I work at a school now, and all of the teachers, Saints fans, all the parents who drop their kids off look at me with a third eye, like, who is this guy wearing Packers gear? And it was a really tough day to go in the next day on that Monday after the Saints beat the crap out of the Packers. And, yeah, it was hard. It was hard, but I wore my Packers gear just the same, and I told everyone it's a long year, so don't get too carried away.
Yeah, listen, you always have to stand by your team. But it's interesting because here in New York, right, and you guys were living in New York is so diverse and so large that everyone here roots for different teams. Yeah, the majority of the people root for either the Jets or the Giants, but it's not uncommon to run into Cowboys fans, Dolphins fans, Steeler fans. I run into Steeler fans everywhere, and every time I run into a Steelers fan, I always take a selfie with them, and they always oblige.
Nice.
Well, I will say that I've seen a couple Steelers, like fans or gear or
Yeah,
like
license plate.
plates.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's they're here. They're just in hiding
Yeah.
or not in plain sight.
I think Packers fans, Steelers fans, and Cowboys fans make up the majority of the fandom outside of their own states.
Oh yeah, listen. I mean, I've been to Steelers games here in New York when they play one of the New York teams, and we totally take over the stadium.
Oh yeah.
It is amazing. And by the way, I don't know if I told you guys, but next week we're going to Pittsburgh to watch them against the Broncos.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, woo!
Me and the missus, yeah, we're going. It's a one-day trip. We're flying in the morning, taking an Uber to the stadium, and taking an Uber back to the airport, and that's it. We're back.
See, that's how
That's
you do
fun.
it. That's how you
Yes.
do it. No nonsense, no hotels, no let's spend the day doing this and that. No. We get to the game, we leave the game, we fly. We're like a player.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm living the life.
That's
Living the
awesome.
life.
All right, well now we have some goals to look forward to. We got to fly to Green Bay just in time to Uber to the game, and then Uber back to the hotel. I mean, not the hotel, to the airport.
Yes.
All right, I like
Listen, it's totally doable. If I give you any advice on that, what you do is you get the tickets on StubHub first, and once you got the tickets, then you get the plane fare, and do it. Just push the button on it, go and live your life. I mean, you have to go and have a great time. And I imagine the games in Green Bay are amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the last things on my bucket list that I have to cross off.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I can't wait. I mean, I've been to Pittsburgh before, and just the way you talk about everyone over there rooting for the New Orleans Saints, I mean, being in Pittsburgh is just like being in another world. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
And I've been to games where the Steelers have lost and everyone still feels good after the game. You know, it's all about being there and having a good time.
Right, or just like being around the fans, like
being around
similar fans. Like if
bros.
if you were to go to a Packers game here in New Orleans, Jesse, it's not fun.
No, I've done it many times, and it's there are very few Packer fans there, and you get ridiculed by Saints fans. And I had a girl knock my cheese head off my head and curse me out. And this was after the Saints won, and I was like, "Geez, I can't imagine if we would have beat y'all, how classless you would have been." So I vow never to go to a Saints game again. That place is nasty.
The nerve of that girl knocking your cheese off your head.
I know. It was like burning the American flag.
Well, wait a second. The Packers fans don't travel very well?
They do, but for some reason there weren't many in my section where I was. So I didn't have anyone to back me up or help. And I was with a 70-year-old man, and he wasn't trying to scrap with anybody, so it was best to just get out of there.
I hear you. But listen, it's all in good fun, man. I mean, I will say one thing about Steeler fans. They're a lot like New York Yankee fans. New York Yankee fans expect to be in the playoffs every single year. And and even when we make the playoffs and we don't win the World Series for whatever reason, everyone is still like trying to jump off a bridge because, hey, look, we're the worst. We're never going to be good. And you can only imagine how Steeler Nation is at this moment. Everyone is getting ready to jump off a roof right now.
Yeah.
But I said, look, relax, man. I mean, we're spoiled. I mean, we've had a good run so far. I've lived through the early 80s into the 90s. I know what it's like to suck. But you know what? I think it's going to be a long season, and at the end of the day, one of the big mistakes that the Steeler ownership made was that they didn't have a succession plan for Big Ben. So now we're going to have to rely on the draft or rely on a good free agent pick. I really like that kid from the Jets who went to Carolina. I thought he would have been great for Pittsburgh, but yeah, it is what it is.
Well, you can still keep your fingers crossed that Dwayne Haskins matures, and that could have been a steal of a trade right there.
Well, he signed for $1 million for 1 year, and he does have a lot of good skills. I mean, but I was watching him during preseason, and I didn't see enough there. I saw some glimpses of promise, but I didn't see enough. And the bottom line is that Mason Rudolph played a lot more consistently, and that's not even saying a lot because I'm not, Mason Rudolph, he's a serviceable backup, but he's not a replacement.
Right. And do y'all still have Duck Hodges there?
No, he's gone. He's gone.
It's too bad. Great name.
He was a 1 year wonder.
Yeah.
Now everybody's wondering where he is.
All right, Dr. Mike, enjoy your night. Thank you so much for being on the show, and best of luck Sunday. And we'll have to recap this again one day soon.
My pleasure. Hey, listen, and we could talk about the game afterwards. Win or lose, I don't care. Let's do it up. Let's talk football.
Absolutely. Sir, have a great night.
Guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.